Today I want to show you the three most important binomial formulas. Let's say we have 2x plus 3y in parentheses squared, which we can write as 2x plus 3y in parentheses times 2x plus 3y in parentheses. How can we multiply this out? We can use the FOIL method or just make sure that we multiply each expression of the first set of parentheses with each expression of the second set of parentheses. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 3y is 6xy. 3y times 2x is 6xy. And 3y times 3y is 9y squared. 6xy plus 6xy is 12xy. So we get 4x squared plus 12xy plus 9y squared. We needed 2 steps to multiply this out. What did we do here exactly? We squared the first addend and we squared the second addend. And the term in the middle is just 2 times the first addend times the second addend. So let's apply the knowledge from our first example in the second example, which is x plus 2y in parentheses squared. So we know from our first example that we have to square the first addend, which is x, and when squared, it's x squared. Then we have to square the second addend, which is 2y, which when squared is 4y squared. Make sure that you square the 2 and the y. And the term in the middle is the first addend multiplied by the second addend and then doubled, which is then 4xy. What about this example? 3a plus 4b in parentheses squared. Again, 3a squared is 9a squared. 4b squared is 16b squared. And the term in the middle is the first term multiplied by the second term and then doubled. So 3a times 4b is 12ab times 2 is 24ab. And we are done. In general, we write the first term times the second term in parentheses and then raise that to the second power as a plus b in parentheses squared. This is the same thing that we did before. We squared the first term, which is a, so we get a squared, and we squared the second term, which is b, so we get b squared. And the term in the middle is the first term, which is a, times the second term, which is b, and then we multiply that by 2, so we can write 2ab for the middle term. This is the first binomial formula. The second binomial formula is very simple to memorize. We just have a minus sign between a and b, and the term in the middle has a minus in front of the 2. Let's say we have 3x minus 2y in parentheses squared. The second binomial formula says to square the first term, which is then 9x squared, square the second term, which is then 4y squared, and multiply the first and second term by negative 2, so we get negative 12xy for the term in the middle. Let's look at this example. 2x minus y in parentheses squared. 2x squared is 4x squared. Y squared is y squared, and the term in the middle is negative 2 times the first term times the second term, which is then negative 4xy. What about this example? 4a minus 3b in parentheses squared. 4a squared is 16a squared. 3b squared is 9b squared. And negative 2 times the first term times the second term is negative 24ab. The third binomial formula is a plus b in parentheses times a minus b in parentheses is equal to a squared minus b squared. So when we have, for example, x plus 1 in parentheses times x minus 1 in parentheses, then this is equivalent to the first term squared, which is then x squared, minus the second term squared, which is then 1. Let's say we have 2 plus y in parentheses times 2 minus y in parentheses. The third binomial formula says that this is then equivalent to 2 squared, which is 4, minus y squared, which is y squared. What about 3 plus 2y in parentheses times 3 minus 2y in parentheses? According to the third binomial formula, this is then 3 squared, which is 9, minus 2y squared, which is 4y squared. The first two binomial formulas are the most important for quickly calculating squared parentheses. We can also use these formulas in reverse, which means we can create parentheses with them. They help transform certain equations and much more. I highly recommend memorizing them immediately. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. This video is what I did for you. If you want to do something for me, hit the bell button, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and happy learning, everyone.